All right, Jeskai Tempo. This is a deck that has an incredible amount of interaction. We've got Path to Exiles and Bolts and Helixes. We got a couple of Grim Lavamancers down here because we really hate creature decks. We've also got the sweet interaction of Spell Queller and Teferi Time Raveler. So if your Spell Queller dies while Teferi is in play, your opponent does not get to recast their spell that was underneath Queller because it's not at sorcery speed because Spell Queller's triggers on the stack. Also, your Spell Queller with a spell under it, you can -3 your Teferi to pick your Spell Queller back up and they don't get their spell back. Also, while Teferi is in play, we can Resto Angel, blink our Spell Queller to counter another spell without letting them cast the spell that's underneath it. So this deck's got a lot of sweet things going on. We just got some good Jeskai colored cards in the sideboard. We've had pretty reasonable leagues with this overall. This is the most recent Modern deck I added to the website. I think our last league was a little bit rough, but the 2 or 3 before that was fine. So let's dive on into another set of games here and see how they go. Bringing a little standard to your Modern experience. Yep, exactly. Most people won't point blank say they're happy with people going bankrupt, but I've met some especially rancid people who have. Let's be honest. If you're doubling down and still being a Trumper at this point, you're probably willing to say point blank that you're okay with people going bankrupt. That's a desirable outcome. Oh, I do. Yeah, I totally forgot. Let's fix that. There we go. There we go. This is probably a blue-white deck more than a blue. Let's do that. I forgot to update the frame. This hand is Team Hack. Thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I want to mulligan this. Like, I have ops to potentially find lands, but like, this Helix doesn't cast off the basic island anyways. Like, if this was like a Steam Vent, a Hallowed Fountain, or a Fetch, I'd probably gamble and keep this, but because it's an island, I think we play Catch and Release. Yeah, this hand's fine. Get to throw the mountain back. So, I think there's, there are a number of people who are genuinely pro-life, who, like, want babies to be born and also want them to be taken care of. But you're right that for the large part, the term pro-life has been co-opted by people who aren't really pro-life, they're just pro-birth. They don't actually care about all life. They just care specifically about people being born. But I have met people who I would classify as actual Christians who, like, are pro-life and also want nationalized health care and, like, want everyone taken care of. So those people really do exist in the world. And you can disagree with them, but, like, I do, and I understand where you're coming from. Those people definitely exist too, right? Cousin Vin, thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. So here's the thing though, Evan. Here's the thing though. Once upon a time, you could have said that Trump wasn't the Republican Party and didn't represent them. In fact, that's why there's videos of, you know, people like Lindsey Graham calling Trump a race-baiting bigot and stuff like that, because that's what he is. And there's a reason why all those people have flipped and are now Trump supporters, and they've fallen in line behind him. So once upon a time, you could be a Republican supporter and not be a Trump supporter. But today, the reality of the situation is that the GOP is Trump's party. And until that stops being the case, as long as you are supporting the GOP, you are supporting Trump. Looks like a control mirror. Teferi Time Raveler is probably going to be pretty good here. I'm going to bottom that. Yeah, and like one of the issues with the American political system as a whole that's not a Republican or a Democratic issue is that we need ranked voting everywhere to allow us to break away from the two-party system. But both parties are definitely against things like that happening for the most part. Are we bolting my Snapcaster Mage? What if we instead didn't do that? Ranked voting. There's a lot of different ways you can implement ranked voting, but ranked voting at the core, what it means is that instead of just picking your favorite candidate, you rank the candidates from 1 through X, however many candidates there are. And then if your first choice candidate doesn't get enough percentage of the votes, they throw away all the votes for that candidate and look at who those people voted for second, and then they retally the votes based on who voted for their number 2 choice. It's a much more practical system because it does away with the old ideology of you're throwing away your vote by voting for a third party. Yes, just all of it, Metallics. Just ranked voting for everything. If you just do a Google search on ranked voting, there's a couple of states and cities that have implemented it at a more local level, but it definitely is not something that exists at the national level. And there's a number of different ways you can have ranked voting be a thing. I'm gonna go ahead and just click them here, like see what's up. Now I'm gonna click them now because I don't want them to untap and have like Mana Leak or Logic Knot or Cryptic Command. Man, playing at instant speed is great. I think I just leave them all of these cards, huh? Leaving them double Cryptic's kind of scary, but like, they don't currently have things that really interact with my board, and if they like Cryptic, tap, draw my team, I get a window to stick Teferi Time Raveler. Nope, links are great. Ooh, that's a good draw. That's a good draw. So, do I slam Teferi and then Spell Queller and then Teferi? Spell Queller their Cryptic and then Teferi. Yeah, I think that's the line. So we do this, they Cryptic me, I Queller their Cryptic, I Teferi bounce the Queller, their Cryptic stays exiled. This is dirty. Thanks. Man. And my opponent thought they were the one getting the 2-for-1 here. They thought they were getting the 2-for-1. Oh, I guess I should have fetched another red source, huh? So the reason why ranked voting is important and works is because ranked voting means, it just gets rid of that you're throwing your vote away by voting for a third-party candidate. So basically, if you pick a third-party candidate as your first choice in an average ranked voting system, in most ranked voting systems, and that third-party candidate only gets like 2% of the votes, your vote basically doesn't end up going to that third-party candidate, and instead, it goes to whoever your second choice was. I think the Spreading Seas are very good and necessary. I think the Spreading Seas, one of the other reasons why Spreading Seas is really good is because it's a card that you can bounce with Teferi to draw extra cards. All right, so they've shoved Karn the Great Creator in their Jeskai deck for some reason. I don't want Ashiok. I think I want all of these. All of these seem fine. Grim Lavamancer is probably not necessary. I always waffle around in how I feel about Helix versus Bolt in a matchup like this. Like, they're gonna burn us out on occasion, so leaving some Helixes in to gain life doesn't seem unreasonable. Yeah, Abrade's probably fine if they have a wish board, that's true. How do we feel about this? I wanted to let you know I'm playing Underlords and currently getting destroyed by a Declan bot. It's alive! It's alive! Bolt is better versus Karn himself. That's true. And it could be with these D spheres that I just don't need the Abrade. I don't know, they're probably on 4 Karns though, right? They're probably on full Karns. I think I'm happy with this. I want to leave in a couple of Path to Exiles because taking out their Celestial Colonnades is important. So like, I have 2 fields, 2 paths, and 2 Spreading Seas to exile Colonnades so I can attack them down. Because Colonnades block all my flying creatures. I think Force of Negation here is just good as like a 3-mana cancel. Yeah, seems fine. It's got a little bit. The Helix is not a great draw. Drawing too much burn early is not stellar. Because, like, you want the burn to, like, mow down their planeswalkers and, like, eventually be a little bit of reach at the end. Popper went okay. It felt like the deck we were playing was probably a few cards bad, but the games themselves were pretty reasonable. I think the second Popper deck we should be getting to tomorrow or the day after. I'm actually just gonna drop the Colonnade into play tapped here. I guess they could play 3-mana Teferi and then I'm sad, but I don't really have a response to 3-mana Teferi anyways, right? Am I forcing a Teferi or an Narset here? I'm not sure that I am. I think I just let this happen. How do I feel about just playing my own now? I think I like that. We Hearthstone, boys and girls. Welcome to Thunderdome. Which variety of Tron are we gonna play? I don't know. I need to look it up and do some research. So if you're someone that has some recommendations on which Tron deck I should play in Pauper, let me know. They forgot to plus their Teferi. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to Helix and bolt it down this turn anyways, but... Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Deal. Discarded Remand, Cryptic Command. Yeah, those ones don't seem very good at the moment. Gosh, we get to untap. If we get to untap with this without needing to Force of Negation a Bolt here, we're going to be in an absurd spot. Just double Queller. Teferi is just going to run them into the ground. Can't cast a spell. Cast a spell. I think we're basically just Quellering whatever they cast here. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They have, like, Izzet Charm and Sea Beyond in their deck, too. So, like... Alright, so it sucks to lose my second Queller there, but... that's fine, we're still pretty far ahead. I think we just chill for now. I think this Spell Queller is too valuable to just run out. So, I think we just keep upticking Teferi. Eventually, we'll draw a Snapcaster or a Vendilion Clique. And we'll get to deploy that to the board. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have, I didn't notice their land they played was a Colonnade. I should have fielded them. Snapcaster's great. Lets me Snap Bolt. Yeah, this is kind of a payoff. I don't know. Them using mana isn't really a big deal, though. This game feels pretty over. Hey, Solera, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Snapcaster's great bias stuff, yep. And this sitting on 8 is not only 2 card draws, but it's also 2 Spell Quellers, right? Because, like, we're going to Queller their first thing. Teferi's going to pick it back up, not let them cast their spell. I suppose they could have a removal spell for this here now, but then they still don't get to cast their spell, right? Alright, so it feels a little bit bad that we don't get to use Teferi. I might use Teferi to pick the Snapcaster back up this turn, honestly. Yeah, we've been in garbage time for a while, I agree. When the Teferi hit 4, I think we entered garbage time. They're actually just dead this turn, right? I attack them for 6, I pick the Snap up, I bolt them. I feel like it's only appropriate that we do this now.
Don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
Hey, Big and Tasty, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to everybody this morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a great day wherever they're at. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you're someone who's into Magic's older formats, we play Magic Online almost every morning. We do a couple of leagues to start things off. Played some Pauper this morning, and now we're doing some Modern. Varick, thank you for the 12 months of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. As always, I'd love to support my wonderful subs like the Big Nasty and Varick for keeping me around. I wouldn't be here day in and out without their support. They are the folks that pay my bills, so thanks to all of them for keeping me around. I also like to plug a couple of my sponsors here really quick. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series is a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, be sure to check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG series. BCW Supplies is the only ones I trust to protect my paper Magic the Gathering cards. If you head on over to bcwsupplies.com, you can save 10% on their already fantastic pricing on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic stuff with them. Cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that would love to help you turn the cards you have into the cards you want, and there's no haggling. They just take a 1% fee off the top. And of course, welcome to Hoaglandia out there, everyone. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate all of y'all spending part of your morning here with us. What was that video? Who was that? That is a random dude from the website Fiverr, I believe, who you can pay to make commercials for you. I need to put the commercial on the YouTube channel. How important is having a clock in Modern? Very important. Very important. As we do on occasion, we did dive into some politics earlier today. Someone else pointed it out. If you are a sub, I'd like to talk politics with the community in a civilized manner. There is a channel for that on the Discord server. And if you're a sub and you're not in the Discord server, what are you doing with your life? Get in there. It's wonderful. There's more than just politics. There's categories for all sorts of different Magic the Gathering type things and other things people enjoy doing in life. So, in fact, my first recommendation when you do join the server is spend like 2 minutes looking at all the channels that we have in the categories and then mute the ones that aren't of interest to you. There's a lot going on there. Definitely not everyone's going to be interested in all of it. Game clock or threat clock? Threat clock is very important. I feel like this is a mulligan. Is it? Nah. Hey, K Tortala, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. So, like, I guess I have a path if they're an aggro deck, and, like, this is pretty good against control. I don't have any threats, but my deck's, like, not super threat dense anyways. I'm gonna keep this. Hand sucks. Nah, Bob, they're gonna cast Inquisition on one, and I'm gonna be super happy that I kept. Stitcher supplier. Oh no. Oh no. I thought we weren't doing this anymore, opponent. Didn't anybody tell you they banned Bridge from Below? Didn't anybody tell you they banned Bridge from Below? Where do you get your information from? Who are you working for? Hey, Wolfwood, thanks for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, no. Oh, there's so many angry vegetables, chat. There's so many angry vegetables. Oh, no. The salad bar strikes back, yep. I cut the rest in pieces from my sideboard. We'll see if that punishes us here. I've got Spray, D-Spheres, Surgicals, Purge, and Ashiok still. And Force of Negation technically. It's like we've got some good tools here. Even if we don't have Rip anymore. This is post-ban Hagak, so they only have 5, 6, 7. They have 8 power in play on turn 2 through a removal spell. Let's keep Stoneforge banned in Modern. Yikes! Listen, we just got done talking about politics, and let's keep Stoneforge Mystic banned in Modern is still the worst take I've heard today. Come on now. Come on now. How is Force of Negation relevant here? It exiles Faithless Looting. So lets you trade 2 for 1 on that to like stop them from getting going. If we hit a Path to Exile into a Snapcaster Mage, we might have a shot here. We're going to see these get sacrificed to this and then play a land to bring them back. They've cut Altar now. If they've cut Altar, maybe we don't want it. Carrion Feeder is just so good. Path to Exile. Yikes. Celestial Colonnade is basically Path to Exile, right? They're about the same. Cast a Path, cast an Op, died. The Celestial Colonnade story. Spray, Surgical, D-Sphere, Ashiok. Teferi's not great. Spreading Seas is not great. Lavaman's not great. So, Resto's important for actually killing them. Resto's important for actually killing them. Once we get things stabilized a little bit. Spreading Seas is not only a hedge versus Tron, but it's just like good against other fair decks. And Spreading Seas is a card that I would refer to as having a high floor because it's a card that draws a card when you play it. So like even when Spreading Seas is at its absolute worst, it's like still pretty reasonable. Veto is actually probably not what I want to be doing. Let's just leave my threats in. All right, I got you, Schmitty. I got you. All right. Surgical, Ashiok, Helix. Let's go. We had an opt to check out some of our options here. We'll have to find a blue-white source so we can cast Helix and Ashiok. Would also keep a Snapcaster Mage so we can snap Surgical. I'm going to bottom that. As good as Path is in this matchup, I just need to hit my mana sources. Fantastical. So we'll play Scalding Tarn and we'll pass. Don't feel bad, Jack. I didn't know it was a reference either. So this card is blue-black split cost, but it is effectively the same as having double blue. Oh. Wonder if we'll see them sack the Stitcher Supplier to try and floop a vegetable into play here. They found a Bloodghast. I just take their Bloodghast away. What if I just take their Bloodghast away? If they play a fetch land, I don't get to take their Bloodghast away, so I want to do it in response to this Carrion Feeder trigger. Because if they play we got double Bloodghast out of their hand. Well, that's a spicy meatball. They've got a trophy they can't cast. They've got a trophy they can't cast, and a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. They boarded in a couple of Nature's Claims, which actually don't have text against us. Yeah, I think we're gonna Helix the Carrion Feeder at end step. It puts us to 13 to do it, but that's fine. And then Ashiok cuts them off of fetches, which makes them pretty unlikely to be able to cast the trophy. I'm just taking a short break from Underlords until they've released the balance patch on Thursday. So I'll probably do some over the weekend. Wow, they didn't. So opponent could have made us 3 life lower there. They didn't sacrifice this to itself to deny me the lifelink. And then Ashiok, they don't have anything meaningful in their graveyard to exile, so I think I just hang tight. If they rip a green source naturally that they don't have to fetch for, they could be in this game. But Ashiok cutting them off of fetch lands cuts them off of most of their green sources now. This says, players can't search the library from effects they control. Oh, mill us to keep them off of Hagak? Yeah, that's a good call, Bob. I think I mill them just because, like, making their deck smaller is fine. But you're right, I should have milled them to keep them off of... Well, no, they need 2 creatures for Hagak, right? They can't use these? They're, like, really far off of Hagak, right? So that's, like, not pressing at all. Doesn't feel pressing to me. Yeah, Ashiok exiles their bin. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Let's just run it back. Drawing 2 of our sideboard cards is real good. Who knew? That's fair. If they hit the natural green source, then Hagak becomes a thing. And like Ashiok being on 4 versus 5 is about the same. No, not really. They have 3 trophies, 2 claims. They have 3 trophies, 2 claims, some Satyr Wayfinder, so nothing really worth bringing in Force of Negation for. My body is ready to never draw a second land. Let's do it. Opponent's mulligan to 5. Yeah, if we have the op to go digging, we're on the draw. I have Surgical as a buffer. We have Snap Surgical if we don't get to 3 lands right away. Then we have Ashiok to hopefully wrap things up. Spell Queller, Snap, and Vendilion Clique can also like block their first couple of creatures. The thing this hand is actually softest to is a fast Carrion Feeder that gets large, so I don't have a path to exile. So like I have most of their bases covered except a fast Carrion Feeder. Yes, we're currently playing against Bridgeless Hagak. Oh no! Oh no! They're gonna take our op, chat. They boarded in Thoughtseize. This is smart. They boarded in Thoughtseize. I like this play from the opponent. They did not have Thoughtseize in their deck game 2. Thoughtseize is better on the play out of them. They probably swapped out the Nature's Claims. Because I have like 2 really good hate cards here, so like they might just take this. Yep. Alright, opponent's on the get lucky plan. So are we. Or do they not have a second land either? Hashtag always lucky. That Jeff Hogland. He's so lucky. Hashtag blessed. So, I'm gonna surgical their blood gas. And then I'm gonna Snapcaster block their grave crawlers, surgical their grave crawlers. Because Snapcaster Mage doesn't have to cast the spell he targets right away. It gains flashback until end of turn. Hey, guard yourself. Thanks for the half a year's part. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, they're not playing Altar anymore, Bob. And like, my opponent knew about this sequence when they attacked me. You do have a training sword now. Don't hurt yourself. No promises. Take a picture because it lasts longer. So if we hit the land for click, we'll probably just click the trophy out of their hand. Since they have a Vengevine, since I have a D-Sphere. Sumagoat, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome, welcome. So I think we're a little bit ahead at the moment, but we could definitely just like never draw another land and die. Yep. Nassif's chat got toxic, so I come seeking refuge in Hoagland. Yeah, well, welcome. Is it crazy to just D-Sphere this and let them trophy me? Is that a line? I feel like that's a line. My hand's got a lot going on in it. And like, even if I flood out from here, I have a Celestial Colonnade. And welcome Sumo Goat. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. So they are one land away from an Angry Vegetable here. That's such a good draw. All right, that should lock us up, I think. I think we're pretty close to a lock anyways, but that should put us firmly over the top. Yeah, I agree, Dorian. The variance of Magic is a big part of what gives it appeal. Yeah, that's very true. They also explicitly need a green land. In fact, it might be worth playing the Ashiok out, because Ashiok cuts them off of a lot of their green sources. Because they have one Overgrown Tomb and one Stomping Ground in their deck, but they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fetches. You did miss Pauper. It'll be up on YouTube this evening. I mean, if Ashiok eats trophy, that's kind of a W for me, right? They don't have any forests. In fact, even having a Stomping Ground is pretty rare. They have 2 swamps as their basics. their deck list to reference from our surgical. Morning, Ender. Huh? Is it crazy to just click myself? What if I just like click myself and like throw the Ashiok away? Hey, morning Trax. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome to folks coming over from there. Like, do I need the Ashiok? Like, at this point, I just want things that like play to the board, right? Like, if they play Vengevine, I have Path to Exile. Yeah, I think I just want things that, like, kill their stuff. I think I just want things that kill their stuff. And, like, let me attack them. Because if I keep their board clear, they're not going to be able to Hogok me. They need to have 2 creatures in play to Hogok me. Like, what is Ashiok even doing without them having the other cards that we've taken away from them? Like, what is it accomplishing? Yeah, we have a lot of good draws in our deck, and just like, even if we, you know, draw lands, like activating Colonnade is fine here. I'm going to take the hit for 1 here just so I can Queller a threat. Then we'll end step Helix so they don't give us something to Queller. And again, keeping their board clear is valuable because they can't play Hogok if they draw it without 2 creatures. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would have pulled the trigger on Trophy a while ago if I was them. Is this finally pulling the trigger on Trophy? Oh, honey. Oh, Resto besto. Psychologist, thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. If you're having a good one wherever you're at, let's just push that one on out of there, shall we? Nice, sweet. Yeah, I haven't tried Bant Flash yet this season, but Frilled Mystic and Deputy are still like very good cards, for sure. All right, if they find 2 creatures here and get to like dump an Angry Vegetable and like floop a bunch of creatures into play, we could maybe be in trouble. But if they don't like double creature Angry Vegetable us this turn, we should be a lock. They discarded a 3rd trophy. Okay, they're just gonna cast the vegetable. Got it. And then this game's over. We attack them for 6. We path the vegetable. And then we have Spell Queller for whatever they draw next turn. Morning, Joe. Thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate it. Spell Queller is our last card. This is the first deck of the day. This is the second deck of the day. We started with a Pauper this morning. I've been doing two Moto decks in the mornings. So, doing... This is our second. We got 3 more matches with this one, then we'll roll on into some standard. We might have a short-ish standard day. I need to be done streaming by like 2:30 or like 2:45 at the absolute latest. Got something to do this afternoon, so if this runs a little bit long, might not have quite as much time for standard. This seems like kind of meh. It's like pretty good with any cheap spell, right? Because it just doesn't matter, Sarnak. We did Pauper first thing this morning, Dual Josh. What did we beat in the first one? We played a Jeskai mirror, and we gobbled them up because Spell Queller and Teferi are really good in the mirror. Yeah, Lightning Bolt being a powerful card is one of the primary reasons you play Jeskai over straight blue-white. So I've got 5 Pauper decks, or 4 more now, in the queue as kind of a trial run. And then depending on the feedback that I get from my subscribers, as well as what the viewer counts look like on both Twitch and YouTube, that'll dictate if we continue it to have it be a format on this channel in the long term. Yeah, the original submission for this deck had Geist in it, and I cut that card because it's garbage. So, if you're a fan of Mono Pauper content, make sure you check out the YouTube videos if you weren't able to catch it live. Tell any of your other friends who might like the format, and it could potentially become a regular around here. Yeah, I think double moto mornings has been good. We started doing that at the end of the last cycle, and it felt pretty reasonable. Inquisition of Kozilek. I'm just gonna veto this. I'm gonna try it both ways, Niv. Probably do Pauper. We did Pauper into Modern today. Next time we'll probably do the inverse. Gonna Helix this here so they don't get to draw another card with it. Missing our land drops in this matchup is pretty bad for us. These fair blue mirrors are generally about hitting land drops, so the fact that they are doing that and we are not is pretty bad for us. That is a Mirage Swamp. I'm just gonna grab another island here. I don't have any red cards left in my hand. Nah, not really, Gengar. So I didn't want to opt on my turn, even though we could hit the land, because I didn't want my opponent to Cryptic my opt. Alright, sweet. Am I shocking that in? Nah, probably not. We have double click. This might be an end step click turn. Let's do snap, actually. Try and draw cards. This gives a better chance to the land drop, right? This format is so rancid. They did, in fact, just use their main deck surgical to take my opt. That's fine. It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Do 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 do. Would I rather spread them off of black or red? Probably red. Probably red. That's a good comment. I do have 2 Field of Runes in my deck, so I probably should have spread their basic mountain. That's a good suggestion. So because I have field, I should have surgical, or should have spread this. Because if I draw field, I can field them off of this. They likely only have 1 basic mountain. So if I spread here instead, I can like use a field to take them off of their color potentially. I think I'm just fetching a tap land here. Land number 6 is excellent. I think I'm just hanging tight. My Snapcaster Mage staying in play is valuable because it gives me a resto target later. How many fetchable lands in our deck? There's only 1 more for this Flooded Strand. I guess we'll just trade these off. Do I want to do that? Nah, I don't, because they're a Kolaghan's Command deck. Not only is mine valuable in the face of Restoration Angel, but they have Kolaghan's Command. Most likely they could pick their stuff back up. Alright, so let's do this. And then we'll veto their Cryptic Command. Then we'll see if they have, like, a Logic Knot or a Mana Leak to end the click. But at least we deny them a 2-for-1 with this veto. Because I assume they have some other type of counterspell here still. And then hopefully this will give us a window to stick 3 mana Teferi next turn. Yeah, we also have just a lot of non-fetch lands in our deck too. Like this is our 4th fetch land this game, and we got Field of Runes, which is why we're running out of fetchables. Our mana base is pretty reasonable overall, I think. I would like you to meet my no button. No, this veto was drawn later, so they don't know about it. No, you cannot just say, hey, what's still in my deck to draw. That is not a feature this application offers. Welcome to Hearthstone. Welcome to Hearthstone. Welcome to Hearthstone. Do 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 do. Wow, what a tilt. What a tilt. The Magmatic Sinkhole coming at us live here. It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. So it's a Dreadbore or Snapcaster here. Because you can't cast the spell that's under Spell Queller while Teferi's in play. That's why Teferi's in this deck. Yikes. All right, well. So I'm going to take their snap, and then, man, are we dead? It feels like we're dead. I'm going to hold on to Grim as discard fodder. If Standard were rotating soon, do you think they could ban the Teferis because of their playability in Eternal formats? Because I know they don't like the bad Planeswalkers, for example, Saheeli. I mean, playability in other formats doesn't really apply to whether or not a card stays legal in Standard. That's such a tilt. They hit a Snapcaster Mage on their Thought Scours here. So what I was trying to do was deny them the ability to call against command, pick up Snapcaster Mage, which they then were fortunate enough to hit here. I was trying to deny them the ability to generate value with the call against command instead of making me discard a bad card. Or Snapping Inquisition, sure. So their hand is Bolt, K command. Might be dead at this point. This matchup's probably not great for us. Their deck is a lot greedier than ours is, and usually the greedier deck tends to win in matches like this. All right. Do you have a 6th basic? You do not. They have a lot of cryptic commands. There's some tools in the sideboard, but not a lot. Honestly, I might want to bring in surgicals of my own here, just because their deck without Snapcaster Mage doesn't seem like it has a lot going on in it, right? Like they're down to 18 cards in their deck, so I'm gonna make them kill me because I would prefer to see like what their actual win condition is at the end of the day. If they have something other than Snapcaster Mage, and if so, what is it? Now, they could be boarding up on threats post-board, but game 1, finding out exactly how many threats they have seems ideal. It's my stance on things like eggs and dairy and fish. I eat things that I like to eat, and I don't eat things that I don't like to eat. So, I'm not really a fan of fish. Dairy's great. Eat a lot of dairy. I assume there's some number of Snapcaster Mages, or some number of Jace the Mind Sculptor in their deck. They also saw a couple of Narsets, but Narset's not technically a win condition, right? She doesn't actually end the game. Jace. They're playing Kess. Wow, that's wild. Alright, well, force the issue on the rest of that they know about. So any burn spell lets me kill Kess here. But I guess they have Kolaghan's command. That's a Snapcaster Mage. Deal a Reno. Snapcaster was probably our best draw there. Let's just exile this one. They have Bolt plus K command in their hands here still. So I definitely want to leave my paths in post-board in this matchup. All of them. Because exiling their stuff so they can't get it back with Kolaghan's command seems valuable. I'm also going to bring in 2 surgicals, I think. They are out of basics. We fielded them and they didn't get a basic with it. Is it possible to see your brew get played? So when people submit decks and I tell you I'm going to make changes to them, especially when they're established archetypes, generally speaking, I take those decks and turn them into something closer to the established deck. Because in general, people like playing a worse version of the good deck isn't really good TV. I don't think we're coming back. They have a Bolt and a K command here. So I'm mostly just hanging out and playing to see if they have anything other than Kess and Snapcaster Mages. They're also incredibly down on clock right now. They're down almost 4 minutes. And if we play 3 long games, that could be relevant. That's a good draw. Right, then we get to Helix. We get to Helix their thing. They have multiple main deck surgicals. More than one. Yep. You got me. Modern is a healthy and diverse format that did not need to ban Faithless Looting. That is definitely the case. Healthy and diverse. Does not have a problem with graveyard decks. I mean, we've seen most of their deck. Their deck is just like typical bad Grixis cards and then Snapcaster Mage and Kess as win conditions, it looks like. They have a couple of Narsets as well. At this point, like I said, we lost this game a while ago, but my opponent's playing kind of slowly and we're up 4 minutes on clock, so we're gonna play it out so that way if we have another long game, our opponent potentially loses that. Careful Study is much worse than Faithless Looting, so yeah, that would be fine in my opinion. So they used almost half their time allotted for the match playing just this one game. So they were 10 seconds shy of using all their time allotted for the match in this one game. Is this football? Yeah, it is. You know? Listen, we're 2-0. I'm gonna get my Moto Bucks, okay? I'm gonna get my Moto Bucks. Alright, so our paths are great. I think our helixes are great too. Just because, like, they kill Snapcaster Mages and gain us some life here. Grim and Lightning Bolt seem fine. I want a couple of Surgicals. I want my counter spells. Gosh, is Ashiok good just for the sake of milling them? Nah, I think I'd rather have Surgical than Ashiok. I think I'd rather have Surgical than Ashiok. Detention Sphere is probably a bit of a liability because they have Cryptic to bounce it. Ashiok does theoretically mill 20 cards though. And like they ended that game with like 15 cards in their deck. They played Logic Knot and Sinkhole. Yeah, that's true. Alright, what am I slotting in Ashiok in over? It also cripples their fetch lands and makes their, okay, yeah, I'm in for Ashiok. I'm gonna cut a Purge. No, I think Path to Exile is pretty important. We want to be able to get rid of Kess, and Snapcaster Mage being exiled instead of going to their graveyard is also valuable. Worst case, Ashiok pitches the Force of Negation, right? I don't think I want to cut any of my threats, chat. I think cutting my threats is a bad idea. I don't know. I guess this is technically a threat. Alright, let's try it. I like that the Seas were able to stress my opponent's red sources, though. And Spreading Seas is a really high floor in that it always draws a card. So, like, that's a pretty reasonable thing to be doing with it. Is it crazy to draw? I'm gonna go second. Are we the control deck in this matchup? I mean, I don't think we can be, like, our deck's more aggressive than theirs is, but, like, I don't think we have enough aggression to, like, punch through their interaction. Yeah, that was the first creature land we've seen. We did not see a creature land. It's another reason to leave all the spreading season. The thing on the extraction card art is having a bad day. Yeah, seems like it. We're hitting land drops this game, which is good. I mean, to be fair, Field of Ruin is like a slow evolving wilds, right, Punchworthy? At least my deck's not playing Cryptic Command. The Cryptic Command Field of Ruin decks get me every time. Northar, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So I think the waiting game in general favors my opponent's deck. However, the waiting game favors our clock time, so it's hard to be too aggressive here, I think. Stop it. Having a firm no button feels real good. Just like, and what if we didn't do that? These are my cards. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. Oh, that kind of sucks. I don't have an island in my deck because it's my second island, so I can't opt this turn. Getting a little bit punished for firing off my my Lightning Helix earlier in the game. I thought I might snap the Helix earlier, but ends up looking like a pretty silly choice now. Path to Exile is a good pickup. Yeah, click plus Narset is a very succulent combo. It's not bad. Bye, Felicia. Check out some of our options here. We're getting logic knotted here. I think I do this. Or is it like this and just let them draw these? I feel like if I take their Snapcasters away here, they probably have a really hard time winning, right? Yeah, I think I was going to take their Snapcasters away. Gives me a look at their deck and lets me know exactly what I want to be fighting over here too. So they have 2 Kess, 2 Dr. PZ. Yeah, I was just going to say, looking at this, it really makes me think Ashiok's a pretty reasonable win condition. Oh, you know what? I'm probably supposed to spread them off black here this time, right? Yeah, I'm probably supposed to spread black there because they only have one of their black source. So if I draw field, I could cut them off black. Yeah, I should definitely have spread them off black. Yeah, they drew a fetch, so it didn't matter. Yeah, I have both Ashioks in my deck. I'm going to hold on to the Field of Ruin for now because they do have a second Creeping Tar Pit. They have 9 minutes. I have 12 and a half. You did, Burgle. You missed like a 20-minute game 1. Alright, so they... Notably, my opponent boarded out their Surgicals for this game too, so that's good for us. We did not win the game 1. Yeah, we actually did, Burgle. That's basically exactly what happened. See, you know. Alright, so I think I start with Clique of my own here. With the plan being snap Veto on this Narset. It is true. Narset does not find them any win conditions. They could have a Force of Negation here. So now I'm targeting Opt, I guess, since I can't veto them anymore. And I haven't drawn any cards this turn, so Opt is fine. I can let this Narset resolve. Now, I think I'd rather Opt than Surgical something at random. Because if this Opt finds me an Ashiok, we get to, like, mill them for potentially more than once. So they have 2 bolts in their hand. Their hand is Bolt, Bolt, Dreadbore, Terminate. 1 card I don't know. He just didn't activate Narset? Do they think the text on her is that valuable? They tapped this Field of Ruin, so now I get to field their field and then play this Colonnade. Extract helps our mill plan. It does technically help our mill plan, doesn't it? So they have Dreadbore, Terminate, Bolt, and then 2 cards I don't know, plus whatever the Snarset gets them. Opponent down to 7 minutes on clock. Oh, they had Niall's Spellbomb in their deck still. Sure. Does it take a bit for Discord to show up? If you just subbed, it takes, it can take a couple hours sometimes, because it syncs once every other hour or so. We have had some good back and forth. I'm trying to fade like Kess at this point. I wonder if I'm supposed to be attacking with this Colonnade. This modern still, yep. When you play bad modern decks against each other, they tend to generate reasonable games of Magic. I mean, this Veto's not really doing anything else at this point, right? I think I just veto it. Yeah, bad modern decks make for good TV. You're not wrong. I agree. It says, I mean, like, I'm calling both our decks bad. This is one of my favorite decks in Modern right now. Grixis isn't bad. Sorry to break it to ya. Grixis is bad. Grixis isn't bad, it's terrible. Yeah. Yep. Dr. Dre says... Alright, so I'm going to Surgical their bolts here. Because I know they have a bolt in their hand. So this gets a bolt out of their hand. Yep. Alright, so let's take a peek at what they have left. What do you want to bet these Thought Scours are going to end up pointed at me? It's probably a pretty reasonable chance they end up pointed at me. Hey, Coma Cake, thanks for the 17 bucks. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We are going to quell some spells, yep. And it actually feels like we're going to end up in a spot here where we're going to end up in a pretty okay spot. We haven't evaded to quell all their spells. Well, Magmatic Insight isn't quellable because it costs 6 currently, which is unfortunate. Path to Exile's not a bad pickup. Sinkhole, whatever. Magmatic, whatever. Yeah, if we resto our Queller though, they get to recast the spell that's under it. So I think we just let Dreadbore happen. They get to recast their Pyro, and then we Queller the Pyro again. I want to hold this path for the first cast that they draw, I think. So that goes there. There goes their Dreadbore. See, they're trying not to die to our Colonnade here. Hey, Whetstone, thanks for the half a year support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So their hand right now is Thought Scour, Magmatic, Sinkhole, and Terminate. And then one card I don't know. Shadow V, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. I would love another resto. These restos and this Colonnade might actually just let us win this game, huh? I think we just let this run back here. This happens. Their deck has 1 Cryptic Command, 2 Force of Negations, and a Fluster Storm in it currently, as far as counterspells go. Yeah, if we win this game, we probably win the match on clock. Oh gosh. You know what I could have done? I could have restoed one of my Spell Quellers in response to the initial enter the battlefield trigger. That might have been the correct play. So this is going to give them Dr. Peasy. But I now have 5 power in the air. So maybe we're okay here. Their Terminate is gone. Their Thought Scours are gone. No, I don't want a Path. I want to save Path for Kess. They have 2 copies of Kess Dissident Mage, and Path is getting reserved for one of those. Maybe I'm not supposed to block there because of the threat of Gulligan's Command. Maybe that's wrong. Yeah, I think that was wrong. Yeah, that was wrong. I messed that up. Yeah, we might be okay on the back of this Colonnade. That was a very good draw. That was a very good draw, chat. If they hit a copy of Kess here, we could be in trouble. Maybe I'm supposed to force that just because it draws them into Kess. Yeah, I think so, Bob. I think I'm just supposed to force there. All right, so I have 6.5 minutes. They have 3.5 minutes. If we just don't die. So now I think I'm supposed to change how I've sideboarded to try and optimize not dying by mistake here, basically. And just like try and play faster than them. So like the Surgical Axis and this Ashiok Axis. Ashiok definitely is less relevant. Spell Queller honestly felt not very good there. Yeah, I'm gonna bring my bolts in. I think I'm gonna bring in the D-Spheres. Actually, probably the Celestial Purge. Celestial Purge gets Pyromancer and Kess. Do we like Magma Spray? Yeah, I guess Magma Spray is fine too. I got two more slots here. Grimboy could be okay. They have a lot of removal for Grimboy. Yeah, Magma Spray does. I do need to kill their stuff. I'll leave one Spell Queller in. If we get a Teferi down, he can do some work. And he, like, flashes and then blocks things, too. For those of you that are waiting for standard stuff, Modern's going to run long today. I like this deck, and I want to play out the League to completion. This is a long game. Oh, come on. What a crappy end to an otherwise great match. Oh, magic. This is a good 5. You're not wrong. God bless the London Mulligan. Outside of Kess, this hand is good at not dying to my opponent. Outside of them having Kess. Yeah, I need to not die for 330. Like, to play anywhere close to optimally, my opponent can't aggressively auto-pass. Deal. Ravens crime results. Let's just go ahead and do this. Take a peekaboo. I'm gonna take their bolt. Bolt snap bolt is how they steal this game. Their hand is very good. Of all of their hands that could possibly win the game in the time they have allotted, that hand is capable of it. This might be wrong. If we just brick off and they play a Snapcaster Mage, they can kill us. They drew Vendilion Clique. Oh, they drew Colligan's Command. That's so brutal. At least we drew a bad card, I guess. Yeah, I think we're actually going to lose here. Yep. Sometimes you play a really great match, and the end of it is you mulliganing to 5 and just getting stuffed by good top decks. They had to have a very specific draw to be able to close this game out, and no, I don't have any actual sweepers in my deck. Removal spell. All right, that as far as good draws was concerned on our side, that was towards the top. Kill your thing, gain 3. 2 minutes. Go, go, go. They drew a creeping tar pit. Ah! More removal spells, please. More Lightning Helix, more bolts, more Snapcaster Mages, please. If we draw running removal, we could maybe clock them. Alright. Oh-ho. We're halfway there. Oh-ho. Living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. They drew a cryptic command. That's how this game's been going. More removal spells I need to be showing. Do. Beep, doo, 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 doo. Doo, 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 doo. Beep, 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 doo. We are still losing the race now. Beep, 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 doo. Okie doke. Looking for more helixes, looking for more path to exiles. Oh, I guess I could have killed the token. Yeah, maybe killing the token is better there. I think we're dead. I should have killed the token, I guess. If I kill the token, the Snapcaster Mage has to attack me. I guess the Pyromancer's still there to attack, right? Yeah, I need like a Snap or another Helix ASAP. I think I lied and I'm just gonna go play Standard. I thought I was gonna finish this league, but after that, I'm not really sure I want to play anymore. Opponent's deck, like, is just, like, really incapable of winning very quickly, and then had, like, one of the only possible series of draws that allowed them to win quickly after playing really slowly throughout the rest of the long match. It's just, those are the games of Magic that are gonna happen. Fortune favors the slow, yep. I mean, like, it was just a long match, but, like, their deck is very, and, like, we even boarded appropriately in a way that, like, made it extra difficult for our opponent to win, and then we just, like, mulliganed to 5 and had no recourse. Yeah, we just needed, like, two more, we needed two more removal spells that game to not let them kill us, right? And, like, we started down 2 cards. In fact, we bottomed a removal spell as one of the cards we bottomed. We're not dead. I have a Spell Queller. Are we dead? Do you all not know how their deck works? This format blows. This is why I try not to get emotionally invested in decks anymore. This format's so miserable. I loved you, Jeskai. I loved you, Jeskai, and this is how you repay me. This is how you repay me, Jeskai. I was gonna play you for extra. I was gonna let Modern run long today, and then that's how I get paid back. Man, the next Modern Pro Tour is gonna be real rancid. It'll be fun to watch though. Fun from a spectator perspective. I mean, Force of Will doesn't stop that, Metalix. Like, what happened right there was effectively you saw my opponent had Force of their own, and I died anyways. I wouldn't change any cards in this. I think this deck's fine. I think it's a lot of fun to play. I think Modern's a format where you're going to lose lots of matches of Magic that are completely outside your control because the format's incredibly high variance and swingy. But if you like playing fair decks, I do like this deck a lot. I'm just done playing Modern for the morning. Where normally we start Standard 20 minutes ago anyways, so let's start Standard now. Scholar had asked if they wanted, if they could cut something in. Probably. Yeah, this looks great, Scholar. This looks great. They cast Pact of Negation. They cast Pact of Negation. Let's turn that Modern Frown into a maybe Standard Frown. I might play this one in a constructed event rather than on the ladder. Just because the sweeter decks tend to have a better time in the constructed events in my experience. Yeah, is the sideboard? I don't know. The sideboard looks fine. Good enough. Smattering of various stuff. Nah, I'm not a big fan of space genres. Never really got into Star Trek or Star Wars. It's always more of a fantasy buff growing up.